Young world. Hello, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
You don't have to. We discussed this. You don't. Welcome to the blank with Carlos and Ryan. We are back again, another week. At a live and direct in person once again.
Another live episode.
Another live episode. Not live, but in person.
Yeah. I'm hyped.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Thank you for coming back. Another week with dealing with us two bozos, talking about life. I guess we'll start off with the most recent events, as usual. Oh,
Happy Thursday, Carlos.
happy Thursday, Ryan.
And happy Thursday to all our viewers and listeners.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you for joining another week.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to get that out there, man. I have like an anxious thing
You have to do it
to get it out every Thursday because I'm so hyped about Thursday. So
Not a problem.
happy Thursday. Sorry for interrupting.
No,
Go ahead.
No issue at all. I mean, it's a standard thing. You got to do it. You got to keep them, But recent events, the Milwaukee Bucks are your NBA champions. And I want to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan, being a lifelong fan that he is in a really happy mood. He's actually naked from the waist down as we speak. I don't know why I'm still here. So YouTube, please do not remove the video. He calls it his buck naked celebration.
I've been streaking for the past 24 hours.
And as inappropriate as it is, I mean, I guess we'll just give him the one-off because nobody saw the Bucks winning coming. But yeah, your team won, right?
Yeah, man.
Your team won. Do you have any words of encouragement?
Well,
Time's up. Let's move on to the next topic. No, go ahead.
First and foremost, I'm a Raptors fan first. Just want to let everybody know that. We are from Toronto. I'm not dissing the Raptors.
Sorry. Oh,
It's just that for some odd reason, if it wasn't the Raptors, then I'd be a Bucks fan. I don't know why it is. I've just been a fan for them for quite a while. I think it's been since high school.
You've been a fan for a while.
Yeah, I think it's been since high school. And even though they were trash way back when, there was just something about the team. So yeah, I've been a fan since about 2009, 2010, I think it was, or something like that. But yeah, no, it's been good. So I'm glad they won, man. Giannis deserves one. He's the most humble fucking NBA superstar
monster in that last game.
50 points.
Yeah, destroyed.
50 motherfucking points,
like
man. That was
highlight
nuts.
Blocks. Like every block was just a highlight block. 17 for 19, I believe, for the free throw.
Such a beast.
He's and he's not even in his prime yet, folks. So pay attention to that. That dude's gonna be something.
But thank you for bringing up the Bucks. I had to wear the jersey today.
Yeah.
And I know for all my buddies that hate this jersey with absolute.
We constantly tell them to burn it, and we threaten to burn it. Yeah, but I guess there's that one day where we have to give it to them. So yeah, congrats to the Bucks. And I
actually gave my DeRozan jersey away. My grandpa wanted it. So I gave it to my grandpa.
Okay.
And it's probably gonna end up on some Cambodian kid in a year. Because he's probably gonna take it to Cambodia and give it to somebody out there, but I'm happy about that. So
your grandpa is a very giving man. So what can you do?
But yeah, so happy for the Bucks.
Blue Jays, they it's a game opener today?
It's the 30th.
Oh, okay.
So
sold out already.
Is it already? Shit, man. I know a couple of us wanted to try and go.
Yeah, but hey, man, them fans, what can you do? But go Jays, go.
Yeah, go out there and definitely support the Jays. Them coming back to the Rogers Center. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And thank you to Buffalo for treating them so well.
Since when do you dab?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what really a dab is, to be honest with you. Right. But thank you to Buffalo for keeping them safe. And, they've been doing well out there. But, yeah, no, it's time to come back home. I'm super glad.
Yeah.
And for all of our listeners, if you do happen to get the chance, even if you're not a fan of baseball in itself, definitely go check out a game.
Yeah, check out a game. It's always a good time.
It's always a good time.
Especially with alcohol.
Yeah, get a beer.
Yeah.
It is expensive out there, but
it's not cheap.
I think it's like $20 or something stupid like that.
Yeah, but hey, go Jays, go.
Go Jays, go. So
Yeah.
I'm hyped for that.
It's interesting. We talked about the whole Rachel Nichols situation, how she got replaced. She was at the game yesterday, still talking to the players after.
Finals.
But Maria Taylor, the person who replaced her, actually quit ESPN.
She quit?
She quit.
Why would she quit?
Apparently the drama was too much for her, and now she's moving to NBC.
Was it the drama?
It was the drama. It's unfortunate.
Maybe they didn't have good benefits.
It's Disney. Disney owns ESPN. Disney is a freaking monster, man.
You think the dude in the Disney suit, like the Mickey Mouse suit that rolls around at Disneyland, has sick benefits?
Yeah, man. 100%. The way he talks,
Okay.
he has to go see a doctor for. Oh, hey guys. Hey, what are you doing there? Rachel, you're too white for this. You need to go. Maria, you're in. Oh. He has to talk like that 24/7. He has to see a doctor for that shit. 100%.
Oh my god.
Well, you know, Walt Disney would be rolling over in his grave knowing that they made the decision to replace her with a black. So all I'm saying is, Maria, you did what did what you did. You killed it, and she was great yesterday. She was actually in it. She was, she knew her stuff. You know who was really good? Malika Andrews, the girl that was interviewing at the celebration with the blue dress.
Oh yes.
Beautiful.
Great job.
Beautiful.
Professional job.
She is beautiful.
I don't know anything about her.
And she has that reporter voice too. Coming to you live from the NBA Finals. This is Malika Andrews. Not that deep, obviously, but just like something along those lines. But Giannis, welcome and congratulations to winning the NBA Finals. How do you? Like, it's perfect. Like Malika, she's gonna go a long way. So good for her. Good for good for the Milwaukee Bucks. 50 years it took to win the chip.
Number 2, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's number 2.
Yeah, number 2. Is there only their second one? But they did it, and it was packed. It was a freaking packed ass. Outside was insane.
They had more people outside than they did inside.
Yeah,
it was like
65,000 something. Yeah, it made Jurassic Park look like the freaking daycare center, man.
Do you know how many people we hold in Jurassic Park?
Not that much. It doesn't even come close.
Yeah, I don't think it's like 65.
It's not even that close, dude. It was a fucking music festival yesterday. Jesus,
that's awesome.
Yeah, good for them, man. I mean, yeah.
Where was you when we was shooting in the gym?
In the gym? Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym?
Practice. I know I'm not talking about the right team or the right dude, but I'm just kidding.
No,
I would have done the same. I think that it's hard to support a losing team, man. It's not hard.
I mean, no one wants to continuously lose and accept defeat. We would know. We have the Leafs. They're so close. They there's times where they get that close, and when they do, we're all in. But then we end up being disappointed in the end. I'm thinking when the Leafs win, we'll probably have a lot more fans outside than Milwaukee did. I think it'll be a much more celebratory thing if the Leafs win for Toronto. Like the whole city would go berserk. I think it would make the Raptors celebration look like nothing, in my honest opinion. That's just me. I don't know much about hockey, but I know how important the Leafs are in hockey. So here's rooting for you, Leafs. Go get them, boys.
You think it would bring 2 million people out? The way that the Toronto
I don't know if it's 2 million. 2 million is the parade.
Didn't the parade have 2 million people?
Oh yeah, I think it'll be more.
Because I remember when
I think it'll be people outside of the city that'll come in.
Yeah. For 100%. People who don't know Toronto,
outside of the GTA,
I think it started at like Liberty Village, where the CNE happens to be.
Yeah, that's where it started.
And then it rolled all the way up to Nathan Phillips Square, which is like probably a good 4 or 5 kilometer drive, maybe longer than that.
Yeah,
it's probably longer than that. It's probably.
Were you not there at the parade?
I was at 2 different points. I was at.
Oh, because you were also.
I went to 2 different points. I was working.
Yeah, you were working. Yeah.
I was at one point where at this like highway point, and then I ran to the other side of the thing, which was like 3 kilometers away, and I ran to a different point of the parade.
Yeah.
To try and catch like another part of it. It was hype.
No, it was an interesting day. It was very, very crowded. It was the first time where I had a problem using my cell phone in public because it was interfering with the
there's so many people.
There was so many people, so that sucked. The shooting, that's always neat.
Fucking sad,
It
man.
was bummy. It was a really shitty situation, but I don't think people were hurt that day, so I think everyone ended up being okay. Overall, 7 out of 10 for the whole thing. I lost about 2 points for the shooting. But yeah, it was an interesting day. But again, go Leafs, go! If you ever do it, I'll support. I'll bandwagon your team any time of the day.
Definitely.
Tomorrow is a big day. Kanye West album comes out.
Kanye West.
Kanye to the Kanye Omari.
That's gonna be huge.
That's gonna be a big one.
Huge.
He only announced it like Sunday, I think. And yeah, people have been preparing all week, and yeah, it's gonna be a good. He's still on that Christian shit.
Is he?
Yeah.
On this new album?
On this new album, yeah. I kind of miss it when he talked about eating bleached assholes myself, to be honest. But he's, you know, he has his moment. But dude, man, can dude make good music, man?
I'm hyped. That's actually
it's gonna be it's gonna be a good one. So,
what's it called?
Donda, named it after, I believe, his mother.
Oh, yeah. That's actually hype.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good album. Good album. The Olympics also start tomorrow. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Fucking love the Olympics.
Do you?
Yeah.
What events do you like about the what events?
I think they added breakdancing this year.
They did?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they did.
Really?
Yeah, because
no racial or anything, but those Korean and Japanese kids, holy shit. They're gonna destroy it's in Japan. Like, do you think they're gonna allow them to fuck that?
Yeah, I think they added breakdancing. How far have we come? That's wild.
That's insane. I'm gonna watch that. That's gonna be interesting.
And I think that with like the progression of the world and how we're sort of like opening up other like doors in relation to stuff that we didn't probably consider athletes at that point in time. They're bringing supposedly ultimate frisbee in, not this one, but the next one.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know me, I'm a big ultimate frisbee fan. Have been since high school. So I'm super hype about that. So yeah, no, I think that the Olympics is sick. And then obviously like the track and field, all that kind of stuff, 100-meter sprint, all that kind of shit, man. I love the Olympics. The Olympics is sick.
Yeah, it's gonna
diving is even fun to watch.
Diving is interesting.
Damn, man.
I'm kind of nervous for the weightlifting one because I've seen some videos of like, and I'm kind of nervous. But yeah, those terrify me. Oh, I just looked it up. So breakdance is in the 2024.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, it's okay. Just a few more,
but yeah,
3 more years. But yeah, when the breakdancing thing comes, I'm hoping Team Nigeria takes it for the win. Let's go get these Asian kids. You know, these Asian kids are far too good at that dancing. It's not fair. It's almost not fair. But even still, you know, that'll be an interesting event to watch. But Olympics tomorrow. Team USA in basketball is also participating.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. I've heard they did ass in the prelim games, but
yeah, they were losing a bunch of games and stuff like that.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out when the games come up. Borders.
Oh yeah.
To US borders. Yeah. So all the USA honeys coming through. I'll let your boys. You know what I'm saying? If you're fans of the show. Or if you're guys, not sexually, obviously, because, you know, I'm straight and I believe in Jesus. And so just, you know, just say hi to us, you know, for other US fans. The South Korean fan out there can wait until, when is the borders opening into August?
September? August?
Or September, which one of the two. I'm
hoping that we get to meet that person.
I really do too. I don't know, because I'm curious to know if is this an actual person that is in South Korea, or are they using the VPN?
Or do you think it's like a robot that just happens to
just play like games with their hearts, and so they chose South Korea as all the. That's crazy, man. But dude, if there is an actual South Korean person that listens to us, promote our show. Come on, man. We'll talk about BTS and like what else is popping in South Korea. There's a bunch of freaking K-pop going on right now, dude. They are taking over the motherfucking world.
I would love to go to South Korea. Man.
Oh, I thought South Korea would be sick. South Korea, I think, would be a very fun trip. I really do. That'd be an interesting trip. But I mean, you know, as for now, we'll have to deal with Young and Finch, and I think that's close enough. fun area, by
Yeah,
the way.
cheers
If
to
you
Young
haven't
and
been-
Finch.
Yeah, man, dude. When shit gets real, we need to go back to Young and Finch and the karaoke bars. Top notch, top notch. That would bring us to today's topic. Sensitive for some. Well, yeah, but I don't know. We'll try to see if we can have fun with it. Um, Today's topic, which Ryan can relate to, because again, he's naked from down under. Body shaming. Body
Yes.
shaming is a interesting one. You know, no one, if in terms of insecurity, I think body shaming is probably the biggest insecurity most people could have.
I think that, yeah,
Especially in the world of on the internet and stuff. The way you look is quite important now, apparently, in the internet. So it really defeats the whole idea of be comfortable in your own skin. Now that we're in the internet age, people have to look a certain way in order to be appealing, and it sucks. But body shaming, man, yeah, that's what we'll be talking about today. But before we go into this is a sensitive thing for me, so please bear with me. I just want to say something. We here at The Blank with Carlos and Ryan accept people of all shapes and sizes, no matter what you look like. That being said, I read a comment on one of our videos. This is real, where it insulted me. Okay. It said, and I quote, "Since when does Carlos have an 8 head?" Hurtful. Hurtful. Now, I'm a man of peace and love. I'm not going to go at you. All right. So with that being said, Ryan's little brother Hunter, if you're watching this episode, I love you, man. I love you, kid. You're the boy. You're a little brother to me. I have no ill will towards you.
Wow.
All right. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you do well in school. I hope you turn on your Xbox one day and you find the data erased. You fucking loser. Fuck you. That's all I have to say about that. All right, moving on.
Damn, man.
Whatever. Fuck that kid.
I do
kidding,
apologize on
Hunter,
behalf of my brother.
It's fine. Hunter, that was a good insult. I love
What a
you.
jerk.
Whatever. I had a good chuckle from it. It was actually pretty funny.
Cambodian people make me sick.
That's your brother. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, body shaming. Yeah, I mean, especially in this day and age, like I mentioned, on the internet, body, looking a certain way says a lot.
Sorry, just had to open up the window. And hot.
All right. Jesus. Yeah, body shaming is a sensitive topic. Well, I mean, depending on the type of person you are, if you're comfortable in your own skin, good for you, and keep living the way you live. But at the same time, it's interesting because when you look a certain way and you're confident in your own skin, and it may not be appealing to others, I think that's what attracts you more to people. So you could be a thick-skinned person, or thick-skinned girldems, as our boy Murph would say, and be attracted to them. But at the same time, they may not be appealing to everybody. But here's the situation. Not everybody has the same taste, all right? Some people may like thick-skinned girls. Some people may like skinny girls. But my thing is, you're not going to impress everybody with the way you look. Everybody has different tastes. Everyone is, has their own niche. Everyone has their own, what's the thing when it comes to sexual preferences? Kink. Everyone has a different type of kink. So, if you're online there and, you don't have the biggest of booties and you're flaunting the booty, up to you. Go for it. If you're a dude and, you don't have the 6-pack, but you're, impressing on with the dad bod, and if you're confident in your own skin, good for you, man. I'm not gonna front. There was a time where I was I'm pretty insecure of my body. When I was a little bit younger, I got over it, but it was we'll talk about it later in the show.
Well,
But yes, what is
I
body
wanted to
shaming
get
to
into
you?
that.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off
No,
there, Carlos, but
I really wanted
I
to
think one of the first things I do want to talk about is why are we talking about body shaming? What is it important that two guys like me and you come into a podcast to our viewers, thank you for the community that you happen to be, but why is it important for us to talk about body shaming? Why is it important to you today?
Well, to ensure that people understand that like you don't have to change yourself simply to impress everybody, to impress anyone. The purpose of you changing what you look like, or either keeping the weight that you have, or keeping or not doing any surgical things to your face or stuff, is to do it for you, not for anyone else. Don't focus on impressing other people, and you shouldn't have to do that to get over, because then you're just gonna constantly have this thought in your mind like, I wonder if they'd like, so if they like me losing weight, I wonder if they think I would look good if I got butt injections, or nose surgery, shit like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the world we're living in right now, and kind of sucks. You shouldn't have to impress people with. Imagine me giving like a freaking speech.
We're gonna try and cut that.
No, we'll keep that in.
But
I'm being real right now, dude.
No, I love it.
You know what? Imagine Martin Luther King just be like, I have a dream one day to. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Anyways. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh yes, black people went. Nah, man.
But
go ahead.
I was gonna say that I think it's great because I think you bring up a lot of good points. I think that the reason why we wanted to bring up body shaming as an idea, or just part of the conversation, is that because me and Carlos personally feel that it affects everybody, no matter who you happen to be, no matter how strong, I don't mean to say this, but like as strong as you think you might be, everyone's sort of subject to, societal pressure.
Yeah.
We surround ourselves, especially with things like Instagram, things like magazines, things like beauty, things like, fashion icons, all that kind of stuff. Everything that you happen to see in the media happens to be somewhat of a societal pressure. And then whether it's conscious or unconscious, you happen to feel it in some sort of way. And like what Carlos was spoken about a little bit, and we will definitely get into that a little bit later, but in relation to that, it's like, man, even guys go through it too.
Oh.
And, maybe we definitely know that everybody happens to go through it, women as well. No matter what gender you happen to identify as, everyone happens to go through it at some point in time, whether they happen to question the look of their body, whether they like something, they don't. I think that we had a conversation at the cottage that we went to was like one thing that you do like about your body and one thing that you don't like about your body.
Yeah.
So those questions happen to come up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's us being able to kind of like, and I don't know if there is a stigma about it. We're in 2021. A lot of people already talk about this kind of stuff, but I think it's important for us to bring it up to the people that we happen to speak to.
Yeah.
To show that it is important to at least give our opinion on it. And then even if you do happen to disagree exactly what we're talking about, that it happens to spark that conversation in relation to potentially being more accepting about yourself, or to, recognize something about yourself and maybe want to change it. So that's why I'm excited about it, because I think it affects everybody, whether it is a conscious or an unconscious thought. Everybody goes through it.
Yes.
Fucking.
Even the people you think that look perfect in your eyes, they're the ones probably going to get through it the worst. You know what I mean? Because they have to maintain that perfect body, and if they eat that one muffin, then it ruins everything, and they're gonna freak out, go to the gym, and starve themselves for like 2 months after. It's unfortunate that they have to live up to these standards, and you don't have to. It's not like no one's forcing you to, or I don't know how these celebrities work. I imagine their agents are probably on their ass or some shit, which sucks for them. But probably fire your agent, or just you know, fuck these dudes. But you know, yeah, there's no reason to live up to anybody else's standards other than yourself. And there's no need to put more pressure on yourself simply because you know you want to look this way to impress other people. You have to be the person you have to impress. If you want to lose weight, do it for your reasons. You know, if you feel like you're in pain, you know, back pain, or you know, you want to fit in smaller clothes, you have a shirt that you really like, but they don't make it your size, lose the weight. And you know, and me personally, I lost some weight over this pandemic. I'm trying to, you know, lose a bit more. You know, just do it for you. Don't ever have to do it to impress other people because they're only going to say, "Oh, wow, you look great," and that's only going to take a second out of your day. It may mean a lot to you then and there, and for me, you know, when I hear shit like that, it's you know, it's a good feeling, 100%. But you know, again, it's just a moment that's you know gonna last, you know, and if you want to make a decision like that, and you know, and make sure you do it for you, and because it's a decision that may change your life in the long run. So focus on you. Where's the
that way.
focus on you?
But Carlos, one of the questions I have for you is
Yeah.
just to stay in like the preliminary or introductional phase. It's when was the first time that you started realizing that like body shaming was a thing, or like, you know,
You know what? I actually thought about this.
When did it start? Was it like because you had a friend that was going through something, whether it was like, man, like why do these girls all try to like get to this level, or like why do myself, I look in the mirror and I don't like this specifically about myself, whether it's a TV show that made you feel insecure, whether it was seeing somebody else go through it. When was the first time that you happened to be experienced to like body shaming, whether it was somebody else or you know, yourself?
So I think when I was back in, I don't want to like go on a rant where it may last a while, so it's fine. Back in elementary school, before Bakersfield, I went to a school called St. Charles Garnier. I went there from like senior kindergarten to grade 6. It was like a predominantly blah 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 blah. It was a predominantly black school. There's like Asian, white, a little bit of white there, but everybody, you know, if you like the girl and stuff, you let them know. I think like remembering now, I think my confidence was like pretty big back there. Like I could tell, like I was still a little bit shy to tell girls I liked them, but I would still tell them, and I would still feel okay about it. Um, Body shaming wise, I didn't feel. I was just a kid. I didn't really focus on like my weight. My weight wasn't really too crazy or anything to worry about. Yeah, but you know, everybody liked everybody there, and everyone was cool. It wasn't until I moved to Bakersfield when in grade 7 where I had a crush on a girl. I'm not gonna say who because yeah.
You know who you is.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, just I told her I liked her, but she's just like, I'm sorry, I can't date you. Like my parents would like kill me if I dated a black guy. And I'm like, oh shit. I've never experienced something like that before. So I'm like, whoa, that's interesting. So I'm just like hesitant and like in my mind, I'm just like, fuck, dude, like most of these people feel that way. Like their parents would like now I'm just like, I don't know who to like and who not to like. And I had you know, girls come up to me and tell me they like me, but then like the my friends in that group are just like, yo, that girl's gross, don't date her and shit. And just oh, okay. But
Yeah.
just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that then. But then like, yeah, I mean, we were, don't get me wrong, we're nice guys now, but we were a bit of shitheads back in the day. But like, yeah, I think that was like my first experience with like body shaming, and you know, and then when high school came up, I was a little bit concerned with weight because I wasn't really, I didn't work out until like maybe like a little bit into college. Like I got like I don't want to say I got like depressed because I wasn't depressed over the way I looked, but like I came it was almost like I came into acceptance. I remember having like this like deep conversation where just like Carlos, like on the you had if you had to say how you looked, I was just like, I think I'm pretty ugly. I'm like, and that other person's like, whoa, that's really dark. I'm like, is it? Why? I mean, like I just feel like I know the way I look and you know, in comparison with other dudes in the school, there's you know there's some good looking guys. I feel like I did not compare to them. I was just why are you smiling?
Oh,
Why are you
I'm
smiling?
just happy
Do you
it's
feel
sunny.
like
I'm just happy it's sunny outside,
do you
man.
feel like you were the
No, man, that's fucking terrible.
jeez,
Me?
here we go. Here we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ah, anyway.
Man, I got beat with an ugly stick from the jump.
Who beat you with the ugly stick?
My mama.
Your mom calls you ugly and just like here's an ugly stick, Brian.
But
But anyways,
Yeah,
I'll
please.
continue with
Please.
but yeah, I just there were times where I would admit just like, hey, you know, I don't think I'm the most attractive guy. I think I'm ugly compared to these other dudes here. If you know, you ask me honestly, I'm just being perfectly honest. Just like, oh, that's dark. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just being honest with you. I'm just letting you know how I feel. So then when I heard that when that person told me that like it's a dark thing that you're thinking about. Oh, is it? I didn't really think into that too much. And then I realized, you know what? I have my moment. I like as I grew up, I'm like, I have my moments. I'm cute now. I could stand to look at myself. I'm like, I'm all right. But yeah, just overall, you know, just be comfortable with who you are. I'm gonna repeat this a lot because you know body shaming is a sensitive topic, so we want to empower here at the blank. We're here to solve problems, to fill in the blank, no pun intended, and you know, solve problems every step of the way. But yeah, I think that was my first experience with insecurities of body, my body, the way I look.
So the one thing I did want to get across just before I happen to get into my own experience about it was that you are a beautiful person, Carlos.
Jesus
So thank you for
Christ.
being here with me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But in this case, you know, when you are a kid, especially during those like maturity years where you're happen to going through mature like puberty, stuff like that, being exposed to like all the different types of media that are being surrounded by you, what happens to be considered cool at that point in time really takes a toll on exactly, you know, your thought process, and you may not even know it as a kid. And the thing about being a teenager, like way back when, is that you're hard on other people, but you're also hard on yourself sometimes, and you don't really recognize it.
Right.
Because it's just kind of the day to day. It's like you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself, you know, okay, man, I'm just gonna go back to sleep, man. But
yeah,
in that case, kids are so harsh, you know, without even realizing it, and that's just kind of the way that it is. So to get into quickly, my story about it was that I remember being in, I think it was like grade 4 or 5, and then like I had my like public school girlfriend at the time, and I remember just her telling me like, oh, I think I'm too skinny. And like now that I think about it, she was pretty skinny, but it's like I like that. But in this case, and we also had guys. I remember this one guy, his name is Tyler, and I don't remember his last name, but we used to bully the shit out of him, me and my friends. We used to sit there and call him fat and like this and that. And I felt terrible afterwards, like now that I really think about it, but it's just like because kids are so fucking harsh, and this is probably a whole other episode that we can get into, but I remember not even thinking about things like, man, what does that guy think about himself now? What does my girlfriend at the time ever like think exactly like how she looks at herself in the mirror? And at that point, we're in grade 4. But like, yet we're still watching like all the major music videos, like all that kind of stuff is still out. Fucking Saved by the Bell, fucking all those like
BT 106 in Parks, your video vixens. Who were big video vixens out there? Vita Guerrera was out there. Vita Guerrera. Hey, if you're still beautiful, like you were. Well, body shaming wise, yeah, you know, you were beautiful back then. I don't know what you look like now, but I imagine it's the same. So Vida, if you're single, I'm ready to mingle because I'm confident in my own skin and I'm beautiful.
Hit him up.
Hit me up. I love you, Vida.
But
go ahead.
In this case, I think it starts from a young age, is what I'm trying to get at. Sure. And I think that, kids happen to do it unconsciously, or they happen to be conscious about it. And like maybe, and me and Alesh,
consciously.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I did it unconsciously because it was more just to be like part of that social aspect.
I was gonna say it's influence,
but actual shaming yourself in relation to body or shaming somebody else, like that was something I didn't even realize until a little bit later in life, maybe until grade 8, when like some of my friends would be like, I don't like my body, or like I should look like this and I don't happen to look like that. Or like when some of the girls that we used to hang out with, they used to like cry, whether it was because they wanted to look a certain way or wanted certain clothes, or guys didn't like them the way that they wanted to like that, or like they weren't seen as like the pretty girl or something like that. Like that shit happens. And I didn't get that until later in life. But guys like me are the fucking problem from the jump. It's like, man, we're creating those insecurities about those girls that maybe we were calling fat when we were younger, or like calling these girls too skinny, or like calling you ugly and all that stuff. And that takes a huge, huge role into exactly how you feel about your body going forward. And then maybe you don't realize it when you're young, but when you happen to get to that point where you're smart enough to realize that like these influences that are happening, it fucks with you. It really does. So it's like, that's why it's such a predominant open conversation now that we should be talking about realistically, because it's important, because we wouldn't want, our kids to be fucking insecure about that kind of stuff going forward, or however they want to deal with it. It's like, learn how to deal with your problems. And I'm not saying that this is a problem in itself, which it kind of is, but we have to start now talking about it. Something like this, something like, if we do happen to have kids in the future, then we tell our kids how to be able to kind of deal with certain things like that. Otherwise we create a whole situation where people just happen to shame each other in relation to the way that they look.
Right.
And like, one of the things I've always thought about, it's like, man, like I make this joke with my mom all the time. I'm like, yo, this is your fault I look like this. So sometimes, and what I mean by that joke, it's half a joke, but half is real, because I tell my mom, I'm like, yo, if you dated a prettier looking dude, then maybe I would be a little bit more prettier. But it's just, that's like the joke of it. But it's just like, some people don't have control over certain things like that. Like maybe they happen to grow up in certain households that don't allow them to be able to kind of have the freedom to, exercise or eat right or whatever it may be, or look the exact way that they want to look. That's the issue. So it's like, now that we have this conversation, we can be open about it. The more and more that we happen to like ruin the stigma or break down the stigma of actually talking about yourself, like being insecure about yourself, is how we get better as people. So I think it's important.
You need to chill out with the whole jokes with your mom shit. That got pretty heavy for a little second there. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I love you, Ma.
Oh my God. Anywho,
you can't take 100 out of like 100% of the shit I say. Don't take 80% of it seriously. I would say I can't be too serious, man. I'm sorry. This is the way that I am.
Oh my God. Wow. I had a question for you. So we understand, people have their insecurities about the way they look, whether it be their weight and, the way, what's on their face. But what if it was good and the people who are insecure about how they look make fun of the people that they're jealous of? Like, should the people who have these supposed good looking features be insecure about what they look like based on the treatment they may get? Like, for example, myself, I'm a Black male, and stereotypical wise, I've been, told that if I'm Black, then I must. I'm
gonna end the episode right now.
So me being told this, Should I be concerned with people making fun of
The
yeah.
the extra pant leg.
Yeah,
Of course.
I
Well,
should be.
I think it's something that gets talked. It
So
almost
like Kim Kardashian growing up. She had she had a booty. I imagine people made a little bit, she got a little bit jokey joke about the booty. Do you think that is something that she should feel, hey, you know what? I got this ass. I'm gonna deal with it. Or do you or like are like outside looking in? Are you just like gonna stand there and be like, oh, what the fuck is she complaining about? Look at that ass, dude. I'm staring at that ass. You have nothing to worry about. Or are you just like, damn, I feel so bad for going through some rough shit because she has an ass. I get it. She has a nice ass, but like, fuck, she's going through some rough patches.
so the thing that comes with like body shaming really takes a toll, like societal pressure and like what's cool and what's promoted at that point in time. Like
Yeah.
when we were in the 90s, it was like a big titty area,
Yes.
like Baywatch,
90s.
like all that kind of stuff. You had a
The
bigger
good old days.
like Playboy.
Yeah.
All of that media happened to promote like a bigger chest. And then
Amen.
as we happen to move into like the generation that we're living in now,
Yeah.
whatever we want to call it,
Yeah.
2020,
Yeah.
2015, like around that area, probably even before that, like butt started getting big. So then now like chest really didn't matter as much. I would think that more people happen to be insecure about like what is being pushed at that point in time. So like I'm
I
sure
blame
that
juvenile.
I was like, wait, what? I'm like, oh yeah, shit, eh?
Yeah, that song just really just took off, and when the girls were doing the whole dance of the twerking, they're like, wait, I don't have any. Oh, I gotta eat more. Eat more fatty meats, and
Back that thing up.
yeah,
man.
back that thing up, man. But at the same time, Juvenile, God bless you for making that song. You've made a song that
a hype song.
for future generations to enjoy. But I think you're 110% right. Not to sorry to interrupt.
No.
But the media definitely does portray beauty in their own standards. I think the earliest portrayal is Barbie, because I mean Barbie is that
Like for our
not even ours. Like Barbie is like really old, like the 60s, 50s. It was invented. Like Barbies had like this idea of what of the blonde hair, blue eyes, Caucasian.
Yeah.
That was the standard in beauty for toys, and that's what kids were growing up with. That kids growing up playing with their toys, that's what they saw beauty as, because that's the promotion, because it came with the lipstick, the makeup, and kids wanted to be that when they're growing up.
yes.
So I think that in terms of that, and then it evolved to being on to TV with the whole big chest, and like the shows you mentioned, your Baywatches, your Victoria's Secrets, big chested, and girls were going out of their way to get implants, and it what reminds me of the song Ryan's homegirls there, Unpretty by TLC.
Oh yeah.
They talk
Huge.
about
Huge.
they talk about how homegirl in the music video is trying to look for implants. And she's like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna be comfortable in my own skin. And then they went on to win Grammys for said song and a few others. And TLC, man, they were onto something. It's interesting. I remember one guy from New Kids on the Block. He had an interview, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember when TLC was starting." And I asked him what TLC stood for, and he's like, they told me it stood for the Tittyless Crew.
Wow.
That's
I did not
what
know
it said,
that.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it stands for T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili, but I mean, the fact that he was probably very uncomfortable. You think he automatically just went to their chest and was like, oh
yeah.
Like you don't have a choice. Like why would you put it in that decision? Because you know what? I think they were trying to cancel him early. You know, they were onto something. They were trying to get him canceled early to trap him. Shame on you, TLC, for that. But God bless you for making No Scrubs and a few other hit songs like Red Light District and Creep. Waterfalls also, obviously. But thank you, TLC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Being
Thank you.
body positivity in the 90s,
Yeah,
I think is definitely important. But
is that the only body positivity song that you know of? Like I know there's episodes about body positivity. That's 2 for 2. I don't fucking care. Excuse me. Sorry if you're one of those. There has to be more body positivity.
I'm sure there is. I would think that there is.
Yeah,
We gotta look that up.
Yeah,
if you know any, please hit us up on Instagram and shoot us an email at our Gmail. I would love to know more body
like
positivity songs
about it. Like I think Saved by the Bell had like an episode about. Is there like a Fresh Prince one? You know, I think when Uncle Phil was trying to lose weight with the family, and then he ended up having a heart attack.
Yeah,
I guess that.
Yeah. That one's definitely considered I would say watch your weight kind of thing.
Yeah, and I guess when Vivian was turning older, and then she did the whole dance number shit.
Yeah, and she
killed it in that dance. Oh, one of the best episodes of my opinion, or best moments in the show is when she had the dance. But yeah, body positivity. What are your thoughts on this whole body positivity movement in 2021?
So I think that what's going on now, and I know a lot of people who happen to disagree exactly with like the freedom to just kind of be yourself and express it, and I don't know, just be happy with the person that you happen to be. And a lot of people don't like that because sometimes people believe that you may be promoting like, you know, unhealthy body standards or unhealthy like body types. So in this case, like I know that one of the topics you wanted to talk about eventually was Lizzo. A lot of people disagree exactly, you know, like her body type and the stance that she happens to have and potentially the influence that she happens to have on the younger generation. It's like in relation to like health standards and like, you know, long lasting like longevity in relation to life.
Right.
Do we allow people to be able to kind of promote body positivity to the point where potentially it can be unhealthy for the general public in relation to health? I'm not talking about like mental health. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual like health problems.
Yes.
Whether it happens to be obesity, I think like North America right now happens to have like a crazy number of obesity per like population. I think it's like, I think I read something, and I could probably be totally wrong, but I think it's like 60% of people are obese in the United States of America. Or it's like 50% or something crazy like that.
Like in terms of obesity, it's the highest in the world.
So in this case, it's like, is that an unhealthy thing where it's like we're allowing these like stars that have such a huge influence in today's culture to be able to promote something that potentially is unhealthy body-wise or science-wise?
You know what?
Let's talk a little bit louder.
Do you know what? The answer is yes! Sorry if I freaking ruined your eardrums after doing that. I apologize. But yeah, it's in my opinion, it's harmful. Lizzo, all respects to her, you know, she's killing it, great singer, and you know, doing great songs. At the same time, in the long run, obesity is not something to say that, you know, be comfortable in your own skin about. I know from my experience, I gained a bit of weight before the pandemic, and my dad was on my case like, hey dude, you're getting a lot of weight, you should really stop. And I got annoyed by him, just like, man, you don't know shit, man, shut up. I didn't say that to him because obviously I wouldn't be alive. But you know, when my dad was on my case, not because of, the weight. 'Cause, it wasn't just a weight thing, because my dad informed me before that my family had a history of diabetes. He lost his dad actually to diabetes. So
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's all right. But it was obviously a cause of concern, because like he doesn't want me to be overweight and then like causing health problems in the future. So I just thought about, I'm like, you know what, my back is hurting. I'm getting tired easily from walking and shit. I'm like, I need to do something better. So I'm trying to do the whole losing the weight thing. I ended up losing like 30 pounds, gained a bit of weight,
Good stuff.
a
Good
little
stuff.
bit, but I'm still working on the whole weight loss game again. Now that gyms are open, got a little bit lazy from doing the whole working out from home thing. But yeah, the gym's open, so if you're out there and you want to better yourself, I mean, now's the time before, Dougie and this fucking, I know it's body shaming, but his fat ass needs to fucking get his shit together and fucking not do the gym closing again. By the way, off record, or not off the record because we're recording, obviously, but off topic. But the fact that the freaking the gyms are dead as fuck.
I'm surprised to hear that.
That was like crazy. I went in there, it was like nothing. I'm like moving from machine to machine like it's nothing. It's crazy, which I appreciate, by the way. So that, that's more, that's less time I have to focus on the gym. But going back on the topic, yeah. Lizzo, it's I understand that, she's doing this thing. She's known to being the big girl that that can move like a girl, 10 times less her weight. And I get, she can do the whole twerking thing, and she's very talented. I'm not gonna knock her.
Oh yeah.
Very, very talented woman. But at the same time, she has to understand that, like, that her fans, this can be harmful for some, because not all of her fans have the same, metabolism like she does, like the same health that she has. Like, there's probably a Lizzo fan out there who's just like, I'm going to stick the way I am. But then there's some underlying health issues that's probably going to develop as time goes on. So all I'm saying is, like, if you want to be body positive, don't focus on the whole weight or the weight, the way you look thing. Really just go to your doctor. Or like, if you're having issues with, if you're overweight and you want to feel comfortable in your skin, but your back is hurting, and like you're getting tired as hell walking, you're not moving a lot, it's about time you do at least keep being healthy. And like, you're eating like fast food every freaking day. Don't try to switch up the diet a little bit. That way you can maintain a long life, because it could kill you.
Definitely.
And we're trying to live a life worth living. You know what I'm saying? Life is short to just be just sitting down, listening to Lizzo tracks all day. Go outside and enjoy the patio. Patio season's open up, and girls are walking in the sundresses. Dudes are walking out shirtless. We're in Brian's case pantless due to the whole Bucks winning the championship. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
In this case, this is probably one of the things I almost like. I don't like to play devil's advocate with it, because I like somewhat agree
I
to
just
it.
did.
I'm always like on the fence about stuff like this. So it's kind of like, I get where it is like we're trying to, put a good impression on like the younger generation in relation to like health, in relation to like, having a good diet, eating right, this and that, like, remember even when we were younger and they used to be like, oh, like 4 dairy servings a day and 3 meat servings a day, and like
had a whole chart about
yeah,
it.
like a whole chart about that shit. So like, even in public school, they're trying to push like healthy diets, things to eat, what's right to eat, what isn't right to eat, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've come from like a whole society where it's kind of like, yo, if you're not looking like this and you're not pretty, or you're not considered like beautiful in this case, you have a whole group of people that are coming up in our generation now that have the ability to speak out, whether it's due to social media, the exposure in relation to it. We have great artists like Lizzo that can come out and be able to kind of express their own opinion and certain things like that. So I think it's great that we happen to have these like two sides of the conversation to be like, yo, that is unhealthy. But then I also think that Lizzo does some great stuff in relation to, building mental health for certain, like the younger generation, being happy in your skin, which I think is important because a lot of the people that, let's say, if you didn't fit into the shoebox that was the 90s, or the pretty version of the 90s, then you were outside of that shoebox. But now in 2020, everyone is supposed to feel kind of beautiful in their own way,
100%.
which I think is really important.
Yeah.
In relation to like morality, in relation to longevity in life, like that's a whole different topic that we can realistically get into. But I think it is important for people to be, like you said, comfortable in your own skin, no matter how big you happen to be. Yes, it's definitely a fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
In some places, I'm sure that, the United States, and no dissing to the United States, but it's
Yeah,
like,
fuck the United States.
if they have a 50% obesity rate, like that's an issue in relation to like health. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. It is dangerous, but it isn't. But I think that everything that humans do is fucking dangerous. So
yeah, I guess.
That's
And you know who are the real losers in this situation? By the way, the whole I agree with Ryan, the whole joking thing. I'm 80% joking and 20% serious. So I said some jokes about the United States. I don't mean well, sort of. And also a few episodes earlier, I said something about Florida being the worst. I was kind of joking, but you guys really need to get your shit together. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyways, moving on. All I'm saying is, you know who the real losers are the losers who are giving Lizzo shit for. I remember there was a video of Lizzo on the treadmill and people were like giving her shit. It's like, oh, what are you doing? You're supposed to be fat. It's like, dude, she's trying to live her life and you motherfuckers are all poo-poo full of shit trying to, give her shit for trying to be healthy. That's the point. She's being healthy to live long. Like, obviously she's aware that she's obese but at the same time, she's trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. That's the point. In order to remain alive, she doesn't have to eat McDonald's every fucking day. It's dieting that keeps you alive. All right? And also this Adele shit. Adele lost all kinds of pounds of weight. By the way, she was kind of cute before the weight loss, but she's pretty
oh, it's a great singer. Oh my god.
Girl,
that voice.
Adele's voice. Easily probably top 5 best singers I've ever heard in my life. Adele.
Goddamn.
She's pretty sweet right now. She's pretty sweet with the whole weight loss thing.
I haven't seen, but
she's pretty good looking, dude. Pretty good looking. Other than that, Adele fucking, she bettered herself, and people are giving her shit about it. It's like, well, what do you guys want to do? She probably had just got out of bed one day, just like, oh, I can't feel my foot. Hopefully I don't fucking, have diabetes. So she goes to the doctor, and is like, fuck it, dude, lose some weight. I'm like, okay. So she finally does it, and she's happy in her own skin. But you motherfuckers are just giving her shit about it. You know what? You dumb motherfuckers on Instagram and Twitter, fuck you. And fucking, and that's all I gotta say about that. You guys are fucking idiots. Better yourself. She doesn't have to fucking eat, fat ass shit every day. She wants to better herself. So fuck you and fucking eat my ass.
Oh my god. Going out with a bang. I think we could probably end that episode.
How long have we even been running? I have no idea how long we've been running. What time do we even start?
I don't remember, man. I have no idea. I'll be perfectly honest.
Let's keep it going. I have this, because we're giving you a behind the scenes scoop. There was that first fear that when we did the first episode in person, it was only like an hour or something, and so we're just like, oh, that was a little bit low. So we're just gonna keep talking until we feel it's long enough. Or are you out of ideas? I kind of want to keep going. Oh, I'm good. All right, good. Did you have a thought in regards to what my little rant there?
I think that you are right. I think that it's maybe not as harsh, but there's definitely a group of people that are pretty much sitting at home and just talking shit about people living their lives, which I fully get, because that just feels like a human characteristic nowadays, that we just like to talk shit about each other and like judge each other for some stupid
well,
reason.
I mean, it's high school, but on the online premise, like I mentioned earlier, there's people who are insecure about themselves that would make fun of people who, there's probably a flat ass, there's a girl with a flat ass that was making fun of the girl with a big ass because she really wanted a big ass. So instead of doing it face to face bullying in high school, now she's on the internet because she won't get caught. She's a troll piece of shit. And you know who you fucking are, you pieces of shit online, motherfuckers. If you're jealous of this ass, then all you have to do is work on get it or go see a surgeon. Actually, no, I'm not going to encourage plastic surgery. Natural beauty is what really gets the world going. So all you ladies out there, or men, focus on you and go through the natural beauty phase. But go ahead. I just touched your penis.
But I was gonna say, yeah, you guys got to stop that shit, man. Like, just let people be people. Like,
it's weird. Yeah.
Man, I know you're probably bored and you ain't got shit else to do, but like, man, just fucking leave people alone, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because that shit ain't cute.
No, not at all.
But I am waiting for your comments about us, because I would love to hear some feedback and exactly how we look. And maybe we should be hitting the gym or not hitting the gym or whatever. But like, let us know. But yeah, no, I think that body shaming is definitely something that really needs to be talked about. And like, especially in celebrities, like the space that we were just speaking about, it's definitely something that's so aware and so apparent that it's hard to ignore. But yeah, I agree with you. Just allow people to be. I think like these guys need to stop. It's like, man, just stop judging people. Stop like trying to put people down. Like, no matter. It's like, are you jealous of Lizzo's money?
Right.
Are you hyped that she can play a flute?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I get that you just drank the haterade this morning or whatever it may be. But like, look in the mirror.
What?
in the mirror. Look in the mirror, motherfucker, and check yourself. Because
before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
So you're gonna check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Because I'm sure that there's certain things that you want to be able to kind of look at yourself and maybe even better yourself, or have that open conversation, man. Start to recognize like some of the thoughts that you happen to have about your own body, about certain things that you like about yourself, certain things you don't. And then it opens up that conversation where you can be a little bit more understanding about other people's thought process. As soon as you recognize that insecurity in yourself, then you realize that it's just like, man, like everyone's the same way. So it's like, man, just be open to that shit. Don't be like putting people down for it, especially.
Well, I mean, it also comes down to the sexual drive about everything. I know that you and I have been on the whole dating app situation. That's how you met the lovely Alesha. She's not on video, but I'm sure she says hi. But I'm sure there were times where you went on the dating app and you just swipe left and right. Did you like read their bio shit, or did you just like? There are times you must have like read the bio.
I actually read the bio pretty much every single time.
Really?
I think. And like, even though I didn't think that they were like the pretty always. I was addicted to bio reading.
I don't know,
it became like a book, like Tinder and like Bumble and all that stuff. It became like a book, just like swiping through people and being like, oh, like this is how your profile is, like this is what you're into and stuff like that. Like, do you seem boring from the words that you happen to put together where you're trying to attract somebody on an app, whether it's you're there for jokes or whatever it may be, like whatever your purpose is to be able to kind of be on that app. I always read the bio just for the fun of it, because then obviously there was like the girls I thought that were like sexually attractive or like pretty or whatever like that you'd automatically swipe on, but I'd always read their profile no matter what.
You know what? It's because I think for me, because as of right now, I'm currently on the whole dating app situation. Me. Moving on. So yeah, just there were times where if I don't know. It's like on and off. I'm like bipolar when it comes to relationships. It's like either there are days where I'm horny. I'm just like, I'm just gonna swipe left, right, right, and just look at pictures. And I'm not proud of that. Just like, oh man, I could have swiped right on a chick who was like beautiful, but then like she's like the exact opposite of what I wanted. But because I know my intent, because me personally, my intention is to find a relationship on these apps. And but at the same time, I'm looking through and I'm just like, so knowing my intentions, there are obviously my focus is to read the bios to see if me and her would be a match. And then when we match, we, have a discussion. I would just ask them questions and see if, they would also like those things. And then we'd be like, oh, there could be something there. So then I asked the question of whether they want to go on a date or not. So I think, apps like Tinder, Bumble, even Instagram, they have given they're very well aware as to what they're trying to give up. You know what I mean? They want girls to pose to because obviously there's going to be obviously in my opinion, in my experience with going on these dating apps, there have been girls who look beautiful but literally have no bio, and that's most girls that I've seen. So when I see these I'm looking at this. So when I'm in my phase of me looking for a relationship, I'm looking at these beautiful girls, but I'm just like, why don't you have a bio? I'd rather know more about you rather than see if you, and like they could have the whole package, you know what I'm saying, but like there's like nothing there. Like if you're these girls need to understand, like, stop looking like an object. If you're gonna be acting or portraying yourself like a piece of meat, then you'll be treated as such. So my saying is, the way you portray yourself is the way you will be treated, and men too. Men are on there half naked, then you'll be treated like a piece of meat too. Just take the time and effort, pose the way you want to pose. But at the same time, the way you pose is the way you will be treated. If you're half-ass naked at motherfucking Awenda Beach, fucking about to go, just getting out of the fucking pool, we're not going to bring up your pictures, okay? We're not going to bring up your pictures. You promise. You promise. And you're half naked walking out of the Awenda Beach waters and shit. You're gonna be treated like a fucking piece of meat. I don't know too many relationships that start off of both people being sexually driven to one another. It's what's in here that matters at the end of the day.
I think to kind of stem off that point, I think that with things like our smartphones, things like fast media, not to get into like likes and like posts and why people post and stuff like that, because that's like a whole different episode that we can definitely do. But in relation to quick, satisfying pictures that both guys and girls and whomever happens to look at, it creates the more image that you happen to like revolve yourself around. So if you happen to be a dude that's following a bunch of different,
sexy females,
superstar like model female girls, and then the opposite or vice versa for women, if you're happening to follow like a whole bunch of dudes with like maybe their shirts off that are all like 8-packed up and stuff like that, because you're surrounding yourself with this image is what you happen to know, whether it's conscious or unconscious, and it's going to influence exactly your decision making in relation to what you like, what you don't like, which is, there's nothing wrong with it realistically, but it creates that like imagery for you, whether when it happens to come into picking like who you're swiping right on Tinder, who you want to be able to kind of talk to on the street, how you portray yourself because you think that you should be looking like the images that you happen to revolve yourself around. And that's where things like body shaming happen to come in. That's where things like insecurity happen to come into. Like you lose that sense of like realism where it's like, man, like people just happen to look like whatever, or they can be themselves or whatever. But because now we have this almost like unrealistic like version of what people should be looking like, is where body imagery comes from, or like body insecurities, body shaming, all of that kind of stuff. So it's like, I almost want to sit here and blame social media for shit like this, but realistically, it's been happening from the jump when it's becoming in the magazines, Playboys, or whatever it may be.
Tiger Beat.
I don't know what that is.
It's a really old magazine for like pop stars and stuff. Remember when Britney Spears? You remember halter tops? Do people still wear halter tops?
Good. That
Yeah. Ba-dow. Jam.
But no, I don't know what
Yeah.
Tiger Beat is. No.
No, it's a really old magazine. I don't think most people know about it. But it's fine. Carry on with your.
But I was gonna say, like, all of the portrayal from media, you know, those like big time corporations that happen to pump a bunch of fucking money into like providing you imagery in relation to how you should look, what numbers you should fall under, what size you happen to be, you know, the sizing for your pants. It even comes down to that kind of stuff. It's like, man, if you're not a 2, or if you're not a size 32 for men's, and it's like you're too big or whatever it may be. And in that case, that's what creates like this like insecurity in our younger generation, where we happen to either become okay with ourselves, or we happen to not. And I think that everybody at one point is not 100% satisfied with exactly the way that they've turned out at this point in time. And then they have to make a decision whether they become body positive and they take on the role that they happen to be. And it's like, you know what, I'm good with what I'm at. Or you happen to make the scientifically healthy change in relation to longevity in life, and you hop on a treadmill or hop on a bike and start lifting weights or whatever it may be. But in that case, it's like, that's what I think ruined us, I would say, and is going to be ruining us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, and I think
it's a scary thought. It really is, because you know, we're at the age where like we could be having kids at this age. You know what I mean? And it's a scary thought knowing that we're bringing kids into a world of where, you know, they're going to be influenced to look a certain way simply because it's scary. But at the same time, if we do, or when we do become parents, it's going to be, and for any parent who's listening, if you are a parent, I don't know, you think that's a South Korean person is a parent?
I think that some of our friends that are listening about to become parents in a minute.
Don't scare our fans.
I'll be honest,
we're gonna lose viewers.
And you know who you are.
You're gonna lose viewers like that. Don't scare people. But yeah, just like as your job as a parent is to, you know, remind them that like the outside world, you don't let the outside world dictate what you have to, you know, the way you want to live. You choose the way you want to live, and you know, your parents will love you no matter what. Well, and you know, it depends. So sort of. I mean, if my child ends up being a Milwaukee Bucks fan, that I might put them up for adoption. But either still, yeah, no, just at the end of the day, this whole thing. I don't know. Are we going into our whole final thought situation? Okay, I'll go in my final thought situation. At the end of the day, like I'm repeating myself a trillion times, but that's the purpose, to put this in your fucking mind, all right? In your fucking heads. Right here. Don't let the world tell you how you should look. It's your body. They don't know what the fuck your body's going through. Look the way you want to look. Dress the way you want to dress. Don't let the world influence that. If you want to dress, you know, if you want to weigh a certain weight, make a goal, lose that weight, or keep the way you are if you're comfortable in your own skin. But at the same time, third time's a charm, baby.
3 for 3.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? If you weigh a certain weight and you're comfortable, you're healthy, then stay at that weight. Go, you know, obviously go to your doctors to ensure that everything's all good in the bloodstreams. You know, if you're not feeling aches and pains, you know, you're eating right. You know, just be the way you are. And you know, if your friend has gone through some troubles, you know, if they're insecure about something and they're going through it, compliment them on the progress that they're making. You know what I'm saying? Like Ryan was telling me earlier that I lost weight. I thanked him for it. but he didn't say anything about me shaving my face. Not once during this an hour and a half did he tell me that, hey, man, you shave. You look decent.
I like dudes with beards.
Shut up. Anyways, just all I'm saying is it's your body, your choice. Do what you want to do, at the same time, be healthy doing it. That's my gist of everything. Don't let the world influence what you want to do with your body.
Well said.
Thank you,
Well said,
sir.
Carlos. I think my takeaway for this week's episode is that everything what Carlos has said, and I don't want to have to repeat it, but in this case, it is open the conversation. I think that what we try to do here on our podcast in relation to everything that we realistically talk about, we talk about things that are interesting, but when we happen to talk about something serious like this, I think that opening that conversation, whether it is to your son, your daughter, whatever your kid may identify as, or your parents or your little brother, or whatever it may be, whoever they may be, open that conversation so it allows the comfortable aspect of being able to kind of talk about yourself and like your insecurities and being able to kind of learn from them. Whatever way that you happen to choose, whether you happen to go one way or the other, is dependent on you and whatever you want to do. There's no reason or there's nothing wrong with it. But at least if you open up that conversation in relation to, your insecurities, about not having to worry so much about like body and like social structure and that kind of stuff, it makes it a lot easier, I would say, on you when you happen to grow up. So definitely keep talking about it. Allow both sides of the conversation to happen. Allow celebrities to come out and talk what they want to talk. Allow you to come out and have the freedom of speech to talk about what you want to talk. Just keep the conversation going, because that's the only way that we can either get to some sort of a solution or at least keep a balance of what we're talking about. So that's my takeaway. Keep talking.
Wow, that was powerful.
Thank you.
Well, that ends our topic of discussion, but
we do have some news.
Some news. I don't know if it's good or bad, but either or, it's news. Today was our last episode
ever
of the season. Why would you scare them like that? What are you doing?
Ever?
No.
Ever?
Of the season.
Forever?
This is the first season. The reason being, we're gonna take a little break because we want to grow the show. I love this show. I think this show has promise. I think if we do the right things, we can grow it. As of right now, we're infants, and we're trying to grow numbers in terms of viewership, in our audio and video on YouTube. So we really want to get better. So we're just gonna focus our plans right now to promote as best as we can, to better the show, so we can come up with better topics for you guys, or gals. We here at the Blank do not judge gender here. So we want to better ourselves as best as we can. So we're just gonna take a little break, focus what we can do to make the show better. If you have any opinions or intakes, feel free to send us emails during this time. But we promise, we'll keep you guys posted along the way as best as we can.
Definitely.
Weekly updates on our Instagram. I think even not even YouTube has like a story thing now. You can upload stories to YouTube, so we can do that too.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely keep you guys posted along the way. We don't want to tell make you guys feel like this is the end forever. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep growing, and we're gonna be better. So we're just gonna take this time to really focus on getting the show as best, getting better, and hopefully the dream right now. Well, the focus right now is to hopefully do this full time. Make this thing a reality, and grow it to a bigger and better show to entertain you guys. We're just gonna throw ideas out and then see where we go. That's all I gotta say about that. Ryan, do you have anything to say?
like Carl said, we are just going to be taking a small break in relation to producing episodes every Thursday.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly when we're going to be coming back in relation to being lit produced, but we'll definitely be producing most likely on Thursday still.
Yes.
Like Carl said, we're just taking some time to ourselves and to be able to kind of learn a little bit more about the podcasting community, maybe taking some time to be able to promote as opposed to having to spend so much time on each episode, because we do happen to spend quite a bit of time in relation to it. So whatever you happen to see, this is just the hour that we're happening to talk about, but it does take the extra time for us to be able to produce it and edit it the way that we'd like and get it to exactly how we like. Even just talking about it, we talk pretty much all the time about what we can definitely do to make it better. So in this case, it's really more of just an artistic focus break. We need to be able to kind of come back, promote it a little bit more, take in some new ideas, and maybe look at a different way to be able to kind of get the train going or the ball rolling for this specific show. But I want to say thank you for everybody who's listened to the first season. We're definitely doing it in seasons, I guess. Yeah, in this case, we're going to be coming with season 2. So please look out for that. We're definitely going to be posting on Instagram as we go. And we're going to try some new stuff. Hopefully, I think it's going to be funny.
Oh, yeah.
So,
100%.
And also we have some ideas in relation to getting, the word out, and maybe even some of our viewership. You might even see some stuff in your hands kind of thing. So just want to say thank you again. I really, really do appreciate the support, and it's not the end. And it's just a break.
And we'll be back.
So,
and when we're back, we'll be bigger, badder, and better, and fully clothed.
That's hot.
I think that's going to be a title for the promotion of our second season. Who knows? Even maybe we might even see. If everything goes well, we're just going to keep the season going and going. So, but yeah, don't worry. This is not the end. We shall be back, and when we are back, we'll be better, and we're not going to be some kids. We're going to be some goddamn men of entertainment. The biggest thing this city has ever seen. All right?
Hoping so.
Fingers crossed. But we'll be back, baby. We'll be back. Nintendo 64 back. That makes no sense. I don't know, but we'll be better next season. That's all I'm saying.
We'll work on the ending.
Yeah, we'll work on the endings. We'll be a lot funnier, and yeah. Other than that, though, thank you for sticking around this long. That being said, I am Carlos,
and I'm Ryan,
and this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. And as always,
dope.
Bye.